What's going on, everybody? This is Silent Gamer, and this is the Silent Sports Network. And in this video, we're going to talk about stiff arms and tackles. Now, as you can see, this very first clip, we're jumping right into it. You see where Eddie Lacy is a master at the stiff arm in this game. But one thing about this, you don't stiff arm as well as it looks. You gotta have spacing. You gotta have a position. Like right there, you see where he has a position on those two DBs. Those defensive backs don't have a chance. I mean, it is what it is. That's just how it's going to be. Now, when you look at this next clip right here, I don't have the spacing with Eddie Lacy, and there's also a bigger defender. So when I try to stiff arm him, I'm going down to the ground. You can see where Eddie Lacy's arm is trying to fight him off, and it just does not work. And quite frankly, this is the first time in Madden really where the stiff arm has been dynamic, where you see different instances of the stiff arm. Now when you look at this right here, there's another play. I'm going right at the defensive back. I went right at him and I pushed up on his chest and moved him out the way. Now when you look at this replay, I know everybody's going to be tripping. Oh, look at this, his arm or his hand went through his face. It is what it is. I mean, it's a video game. You're not going to have it perfect. No game has got it perfect yet. It is what it is. I wish I could have put it close up to show it, but that's what actually happened. But anyway, we're going to look at some more clips of Eddie Lacy running, and what you see is you see a hard-nosed running. You see him pounding to get extra yards. The stiff arm, like I said, is not typical. You got to have spacing. As you can see, there are several times in these clips right here, or in this segment, where I actually try to stiff arm, and I'm not very successful. Usually when I stiff arm one person, another person comes to tackle me, and I don't have the maneuver ability to stiff arm two people. I don't know anyone who has that. So with that being said, the running game is really nice. I really like the running game. It plays out very, very well. I haven't covered anything about the shiftiness of a running back yet. That will be in a later video. I will talk about that when you use a smaller back, because Eddie Lacy, for the most part, do not have very good shifty moves. And once again, like if you looked at my first impressions video, the link is down in the description, you will see where I talked about differentiation of players. It's in the game. I mean, I don't know how else to say it, but just to show it. But for the most part, with Eddie Lacy, he's going to be that power runner. He's going to be that guy that's going to stiff arm and bolt his way over. And if you can see in the segment where I try to do some jukes or whatever, they're really slow. And maybe in that clip I juked the wrong way. But when you do see me try to do certain moves, it just feels so slow with him. Now with other backs I've used, I've seen the juke move be a little more nimble, a little more faster, and it worked for the most part. The tackle battles, they're in the game and they work pretty well. I like them, but you gotta, it pops up so fast to where that you don't know what button to press right away. But when you do press it, it can be very successful. So I'm really impressed with what's going on in the running game. Now I'm going to talk about the tackling. Now I flipped sides and I'm on defense now, and I have a little concern with the tackling overall. I mentioned this in my last video as well. The tackling feels kind of lightweight. It feels kind of floaty, similar to Madden 15 where the physics was kind of floaty, but it plays out a lot better. But with that play you saw right there, it looked like I could have got ran over, but I ended up getting the tackle. And another concern that people was having was everybody's like torpedoing towards people. They're flying into people. Conservative tackles are in the game, and as you can see if you look in this video, I'm actually performing a lot of conservative tackles. I'm wrapping up and I'm taking them down. And at one point when we had the physics in this game to begin with, I mean, you didn't see any of that. You know, just go back and look at Madden 13. I mean, it was terrible. I mean, it didn't really start to clean up until Madden 16, where you actually saw some real tackles. And with Madden 17, you see a good bit of tackles in this game. And I'm really liking that. Now, I'm looking at the CPU right here. I don't know what Jay Cutler's thinking. He steps right up into the pocket, didn't even give himself a three-step drop, and he goes down. I don't know what that's all about. But anyway, overall, with the tackling, the stiff arms, One thing that I had an issue with in Madden 16, the stiff arm was non-existent. Now you see that the stiff arm is very effective, especially with bigger backs. Sometimes you can be successful with smaller backs. I'll probably make a video about that later. Didn't want to make this one too long, but for the most part, it looks like the stiff arm is nice. In the tackling, you look at this right here. This is a nice looking play right here where the tackle caused the inaccurate pass, and it looked very realistic. So I hope you guys get something out of the video. Remember, when you stiff arm, get some spacing when you stiff arm someone. What was number 19 doing? Well, anyway, make sure you get some spacing when you do the stiff arm, and when you tackle, you press the conservative button to do the tackle, which is the A button on Xbox One, and it is the X button on the PS4. So I hope you guys really enjoyed the video. I'm going to close it out. I'm going to be bringing more content to you guys. You guys take care. Peace.